transmitting loads of information. At first glance, the atmosphere appears normal, but I'm going to dive deep into the data. I already lined up another place to stash one of my babies, if you got the time.
Ask people to keep it secret. The rumor is true. One of our agents has made it inside the Institute. Is this what Tinker Tom was working on? Yes, Tom's work is related. But the device and the assembly was the Wanderer's doing. After the device was assembled, she made it inside the Institute, and then back out.
Where is the Institute?
We're not sure exactly. Best guess is that it's somewhere under the old CIT. But they've been using a teleportation device to get in and out, so it could be anywhere.
What did she find out?
I know you all have questions, but I've said everything I'm going to. But know this, the ops you're planning and running now are the most important of our lives. We have a chance at rescuing more synths than we ever dreamed of, so get it done.
Pam needs you in her room.
The survivor from Augusta, Blackbird, is dead. I didn't find any evidence of where the synth is.
As I expected. Well, at least you weren't. Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. I'm very busy. Unless you need my medical expertise.
I got the Code
please
Defender password
call
for
someone
Patriot.
else.
Excellent work. On our side, we've gone through your report. It was extraordinary. So many pieces of the puzzle. Our final analysis indicates the Institute is far more formidable than we ever feared or imagined. If we stage a mass breakout, Patriot's 13 synths will undoubtedly be the last we ever save. Instead, we use this one chance to rescue all the synths.
Sure. Too risky. We should save those 13 while we can.
We do that, and we'd no longer be a gnat buzzing in the Institute's ear, but a real threat. I will not save 13 synths and then condemn an entire people. The Institute will never let their slaves go without a fight. So the heart of our problem is manpower. Even if we call in all our agents, and we will, we won't be able to hold our own against the Institute for long. Talk with C-114. If the synths down there want freedom, they must fight and risk their lives to earn it.
Even with synth allies, is that enough to fight the Institute?
The synths greatly outnumber the scientists. If enough of them rebel, the chaos would be unprecedented. Then we use that turmoil to evacuate everyone we can. It will work, because
Right.
as much as we owe Patriot, we can't be certain how committed he is. If he learns we're willing to kill to free synths, he may not have the stomach for it. So get what you need from him and then cut. Good luck. We're all with you.
C1?
You must speak quickly. We cannot risk being discovered. I have made arrangements. I can get the 13 we discussed into position. But, tell me, do you think Mr. Benet's plan will work?
A better plan is to use this opportunity to rescue everyone. But synths will have to fight for it.
And I thought Mr. Benet's plan was too ambitious. Of course, I'd fight for my freedom. And I know of a few others that might as well. But enough to face all the guards? Perhaps, if we stand up openly to the scientists, more of my people would join us. Yes. Even if most don't join the fight, certainly there are many others who have been waiting their whole lives for this. But we should be prepared for some of the synths to fight against us.
All people want to be free. They just need the opportunity.
If the Railroad inspires everyone like you do, the SRB is wise to fear you. You will give my people an opportunity, and they will flock. I admire Mr. Benet a great deal. We can't tell him about this plan. It's his people we'll be fighting. I will talk to my friends. Meet me here tomorrow. If I don't make our appointment, assume the worst.
Synth unit. SRB last night. Anything you'd like to report?
Nothing to report, sir. I carried out my duties, as usual.
Dr. Ao saw you accessing a terminal. You know you are not permitted to access terminals in that section. Is Dr. Ao mistaken?
Yes. I mean, no, he's not. But I was only...
What is it? Were you or weren't you accessing a terminal in SRB?
I was, but I swear it's not what it sounds like. I was cleaning the terminal, and it switched on by mistake. I was just shutting it down.
Was that a stutter? Have you developed a defect, Unit? Maybe you need to be reset.
Sir, I assure you that won't be necessary. It won't happen again.
See that it doesn't. You don't want me to tell you twice. Now get back to your duties.
Excuse me.
I can't express how truly humbling it is to stand in your presence.
Liam, I got you your username and password.
You railroad guys really deliver, you know? Hooking that ancient tech up to the modern terminals is going to be seriously time-consuming. Even with that password. So hand it over and...
This is a delicate operation. Are you okay if we have to use violence?
Good question. If we find ourselves in that position, we pull the plug and wait for another opportunity. We can't risk anyone's life over this.
Here you go.
Great. Listen, Z-114 is working the atrium again. Can you give him an update? It's safer if you...
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
Why do you care what happens on the surface? You're in your own world down here.
Because there are forces on the surface that could pose a threat to us, and only a fool ignores a possible threat. We might diminish that danger by correcting the false perception that we intend some great harm to mankind. But enough about that. The task is done, and you've returned our synth safely to us. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome.
Ow.
While you were away, I had quarters prepared. You'll find all the basic necessities.
Really?
Go and have a look.
Ow.
Sir, we've had another situation. A code red.
What? This is the third time in 2 weeks. This is unacceptable. How could this happen?
We think there was a system glitch. We're looking into it.
You're all useless. I'll figure out what happened. In the meantime, tell the others to be on high alert. I want more patrols and more rounds.
Right away, sir.
If you see anything even remotely suspicious, report it immediately. This absolutely cannot happen again. Got it?
Yes, sir. Understood.
The Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
Dr. Secord.
I know it'll be a difficult adjustment for you, but try to remember that synths aren't people.
Your quarters are just inside, ma'am.
Son?
Ah, hello, Mother. Tell me, what would you do when someone...
I'd teach the guy a lesson. Make sure he...
Using physical force is never my first choice. But there are... The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. And they no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow... sentient beings. You've been in contact with the Railroad, so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
Railroad? Never heard of them.
Oh, come now. Let's not play games. I know full well they were instrumental in your reaching the Institute. Don't worry. I don't hope. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response is necessary. We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad can hide them.
Sounds pretty simple.
Hopefully, yes. But it's important that we act on this soon, before the Railroad has any indication we've tracked them. We also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synths. That would only complicate matters.
Seriously, this is
Like many things at the Institute, this has ramifications beyond the immediate objective. Keep... A Corso will be waiting for you in there.
Really? I have something urgent to report, Elder. The Institute is attempting to recover escaped synths at Bunker Hill.
How did you obtain this information? Our reconnaissance hasn't reported anything of the sort.
I thought I was your Institute reconnaissance.
You're the only one that's been able to breach the Institute. But you're hardly the only source for information we have. We've been running round-the-clock vertibird patrols, and we even have squads on the ground trying to pick up anything we can. Not to mention all the scribes we have monitoring radio traffic and trying to crack their RF encryption. I assure you, we have reconnaissance well in hand.
I have it on good authority. You'll just have to trust me.
Protecting your source, is it? Very well. Since you've given me no reason to doubt you in the past, your word will suffice. Your report provides us with a golden opportunity to state our intentions to the Institute. I'm placing you in command of this mission. Exterminate the synths at Bunker Hill, and whomever the Institute sends to retrieve them. I'll instruct Kells to assign you the appropriate backup. Dismiss, soldier.
Pam wants you. She explained why, but I could figure it out.
Activating. Institute presence increases odds of detection of all northern routes by 52%.
52%. That's prohibitively dangerous.
Fixer, how do you feel about getting thrown back into the fire?
Doesn't anyone else work around?
You sound just like We've hit a snag with Dr. Amar. You haven't met her. She works in Good Neighbor and she plays a vital role in our organization. Synths are supposed to go to the memory den. The doctor gives them a new set of memories, then they move out. But her latest patient is stuck there. The runner's route has been compromised and we're looking for options.
Why do
The mind job is voluntary. Each synth has his or her own reasons for opting in. Most do it to avoid being captured. A synth knows nothing about our world. There's dozens of ways they could slip up and draw attention. Pam, what if we reroute through Lexington?
The switchboard is a nexus of Institute activity. Odds of detection increase exponentially with proximity to the nexus.
In English, Pam.
She means we can't run ops anywhere remotely near Switchboard. The Gen 1s blocking the original route have to go.
Why is killing them our plan B?
Excellent question.
Assaulting an entrenched Institute position is always risky. I don't want to put one of our top agents in harm's way unless it's necessary. Go to Dr. Amari and tell her rerouting isn't possible. You're there to clear the route for one last run. There's a lot at stake here, so get the job done.
Can I talk to you?
Something on your mind?
Any news on your side?
Things we've set in motion continue to move. There are complications, always are, but nothing worth bringing to your attention. How about you?
The Institute knows about Bunker Hill. They're planning to recapture the synths there.
The timing couldn't be worse. The old man's been sitting on those 4 synths. There's nowhere else that's safe we could put them. Maintaining your cover is vital, but the sacrifice is just too great.
How much damage would it cause if if we let them hit us?
We're running out of places to hide our synths. That's why we put so many eggs in one crowded basket to begin with. So what would we lose? 4 synths, Stockton, some of our best agents, and the inevitable civilian casualties? We've never known when and where the Institute would strike us next. But now we have a chance to turn the tables. We wait until the enemy is in position, then we hit them hard. No one they send out comes back alive except you. Understand?
Won't the Institute be suspicious if I'm the only one left?
You're a lot tougher than anyone else in their outfit. If only one person could survive, it would be. And any story you come up with won't be contradicted. We can't attack too early. We need to draw them into the kill zone, and then spring the trap. You'll know when. You'll probably have a Courser escort. You'll have to take them down. You've done it before, but it'll still be dangerous.
Like you said?
It's a risk, but it's one we have to take.
Human-machine interface set to 100%. Hello, Agent. I could use your help in acquiring another DIA cache.
I can...
Location of cache.
Hey, Irma.
Oh, enjoying yourself in Good Neighbor? It's a heck of a town, ain't it?
Amari.
You're the contact H222 is talking about? Just when I thought one person could only experience so much danger in their life. The patient is resting right now. Were you hoping to say goodbye? I don't advise it. He's far past remembering anything about his old life.
He doesn't remember anything?
I'm very thorough. His new life started in a small homestead near Rocks. While you can talk to him, no amount of coaxing can reverse the process. He won't remember you, and he never...
I'm not here to...
Then what's the plan for getting
Scientists. Ugh. We have to use the original route.
That's the plan? I thought you people valued discretion. But fine. I won't argue. The Malden Metro Center is where you need to go. All the Gen 1s there need to be gone, understand? I'm leaving H222 and his future in your hands. Once he's gone, we never had this conversation.
Right.
Before you leave, take the holotape on the table. It's a personal message for your ears only.
The doctor said I could say goodbye. I've decided to have the operation. I know I'll lose all my memories. I don't want you to be sad. I have nightmares. And this world, the SRB, being hunted, I just can't handle it. Everyone says I'll be safer if I start a new life. I know I'll be happier. My only regret is I'll forget. Old Man Stockton, High Rise, and you. Looking back, there's only fear. Worse than fear. But I will miss my new friends.
It's time, H2.
Who are you?
Thanks.
Stay back. The doc said I got some sort of contagious disease or something. I'm under quarantine. I don't know what I got. I just woke up. Wherever here is.
Wait. We got assigned the same damn job? With all our compartmentalization bullshit, this sort of shit happens. You got the job from the Good Neighbor side. I got it from Griswold's safe house.
Then they're just... Wait.
Don't you know it? Well, since we're both here, what do you say the two heavies join forces and rock the heavens a little? Been wanting to see you in action.
Really? Let's do this, Glory.
You lead the way.
Hearing shit.
My Griswold boys.
Curious.
All I know is Malden sensors pop.
Chained up on the other side.
Engaging hostile life form.
Cannot escape detection for long. Hello? Shutting down. I am no longer detecting an enemy. Present.
Nice.
Is someone present?
Engaging hostile life forms.
Bad guys who
Now I understand. You are hiding because you fear death. Combat you must be terrified.
Over here!
Oh, Bunker Hill. I heard you can get anything from these fellas. Time to start looking for some goodies.
Something wrong?
I dunno. After Tommy stuck me with you, I was expecting to, not only because you agreed to pick up me contract, but because I was waiting for you to order me around like hired help. Now, so far, you've been treating me like a friend. Hell, you've been damn near nice to me. Now, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but your kindness is starting to make me wonder. If there's anything I learned in the combat zone, it was that nobody does things for other people without expecting something in return.
What exactly do you think I'm
Who knows? Doing your laundry, taking a bullet for you, hauling your gear. What's the difference? I don't think I'm getting through to you. Let me explain what I mean, then maybe you'll understand where I'm coming from. I spent 3 years living at the combat zone. Smelled like puke and piss, but I called it home. I was making a few caps, had me own bed to sleep in, and 3 hot meals a day. Then the raiders took over the place. You know that lot. They aren't exactly what you'd call the gentle type. After they moved in, if you didn't keep looking over your shoulder, you were liable to get sucker punched or robbed. Or worse. Didn't take me long to learn that I had to put my hard-earned caps to good use. Buying friends was essential to making life easy. So, I guess I'm waiting for you to hand me a bill. You know what I mean?
What? Why are you so...
I really don't want to talk about it. What? I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll think of something I can do to...
Oh.
I'm not a rich girl, but I'm sure we can agree on something. After all, what are friends for?
Hey,
This nice spot for a last stand.
Hey, Synth.
I've been waiting for you.
Sorry to have...
Try and keep up from here. Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved, and the situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear?
Someone or something is playing into this.
Can't pick this.
Attacking enemy.
can't believe you'd do that for us. Thank you. You've given us another chance at life.
We'll get somewhere
We won't forget
as soon
it.
as you
Son?
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies...
What? So why come out here?
To put things in perspective, I suppose. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this waste.
What?
I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us.
Oh? Kellogg called me the backup.
Did he? Well, he was correct. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out?
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would. An experiment of sorts. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you? As it has everything else. Would you even, perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
This is science to you. It's pathetic. All of it.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Perhaps in time you'll see.
Really?
Soon, I hope. I hope you'll understand. Everything I've done has been for the future. A future which I hope is not in jeopardy after recent events. Bunker Hill did not go well for us. Would you care to explain what happened?
We were totally ambushed. They were waiting for us.
You can imagine that I find that very hard to believe, given that all the intelligence leading up to this indicated we'd taken them by surprise. Bunker Hill was to cement your place as a valuable asset to the Institute. It will now only raise suspicions. And to see the Brotherhood of Steel involved in this? They had no way of knowing what was going on. I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate for the moment. Things are already in motion that this would only derail. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
The route's been cleared. H-222 is safe to move.
I know. I already got an earful from Gloria. Operational security is worth the occasional crossed wire. Anyway, Amari reports H-222 made it out.
What? Yeah. It was good to help out H-2.
Looks like he has a guardian angel.
Sure.
The crisis is over for now.
Hey, Dez is looking for
Hey there.
That
Hi.
latest one?
Saw some of your work along the trail. Not bad.
Tom.
For a human, that is.
You keep placing Milas, and I'll keep paying you. Got a lead on another vantage.
Huh?
But if you're here to check out the latest and greatest, that's good.
Glory.
I traded some lead with a courser outside Dayton. Watch your 6 out there.
Pam.
Systems locked. Building statistical model for Operation Tea Party.
Hey, Doc.
I'm very busy. Unless you need my medical expertise,
Desdemona.
please.
We've got an
call
emergency.
someone else.
Glory spotted a courser near Dayton Safe House. We were hoping Bunker Hill...
Can I lend a hand?
Yes. Ticonderoga Safe House.
Right.
But if you do find a courser there...
I'll take care of it.
Get to it then. Glory?
See one?
I asked my friends if they'd take up arms for their freedom. I was surprised at the number of volunteers. Perhaps once the fighting begins, many others will join us. But we will fight and die very quickly unless we have weapons. A lot of them. Given the right materials, we can make our own crude but serviceable weapons. Unfortunately, we're missing a few critical ingredients.
Go on.
The Institute's always expanding. Excavation just completed on one of the sublevels. The mining equipment has been packed into crates and they haven't been moved yet. That equipment has everything we need. Thanks to Mr. Binet, the construction crew is populated solely by my friends. But, how do you feel about killing some guards?
I'll do it.
Thank you. After you eliminate the guards, we'll move the supplies and blow up the tunnels behind us. To the SRB, it will be a tragic construction accident that killed many synths. And then, our dead friends can assemble the weapons we need.
Thank you, stranger. Leave now. Soon, this will all be under wrap. Remember Z1's plan, everyone. Grab everything we can use. The crates, especially.
You have done your part, and we'll do ours. Weapon construction will begin immediately.
Have any problem?
There's been no alarm. My friends have all the time they need to get what they want.
This is a good start.
The greatest challenge remaining is keeping all of this secret.
What?
So we're being very careful. For now, please continue working with...
Yeah.
When my people are ready.
Yeah.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is she doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ao has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, Where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
What's phase?
It's very important. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Can you tell me more about this?
Certainly. It was originally built for the Commonwealth Institute of Technology before the war, but was only for... Over the years, we've advanced the technology, made a great many improvements, and are finally nearly ready to activate it. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir?
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I am not overly fond of putting my own mother in harm's way, she has proven more than capable of handling herself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please. As I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What? Can't be serious.
Everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
You're dying?
I'm afraid so. A very aggressive form of cancer. Believe me when I say we've done everything we can. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my mother as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really? Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? She isn't one of us. She isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my mother has already proven herself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry, Mother. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
What would it mean to be in charge?
Most divisions of the Institute are fairly autonomous, perfectly capable of functioning without intervention. Where those divisions interact, however, problems can arise. You'd lead the Directorate in setting policy, resolving disputes. There's no question that some of the Directorate, and the Institute at large, will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead, for all of us. But for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Dr. Holdren?
I'm glad you're here. I'd like to conduct an experiment. but I need some assistance with it. I believe we can improve the growth rates of our crops by using mutated cells, such as those found in supermutants. To test this theory, I'll need a tissue sample from a particular...
Really?
I expect I'll eventually need several such samples, but let's just start with one.
You need a tissue sample from a...
That's right. Now remember, only a particularly hardy supermutant will fit. I don't need it right away, but if you do come across such a specimen...
Clayton,
Something I can do for you?
is there anything I can do?
I think Dr. Carlin was looking for help with one of his experiments.
Look, Director, I'm gonna make the same recommendation I did last time. We did everything we could. 4 years dedicated to preserving this Commonwealth Provisional Government. You've seen the same reports I have. It's falling apart and fast. We need a plan for what happens when that fall is complete. I know some of the other divisions have suggested we just cut off all contact, hide underground and pretend nobody's home. That would, in my opinion, be a mistake. We can't just give up on these people, and with the android program, we don't have to. We'll soon have the capabilities to deploy androids to the surface in great enough numbers to maintain order. Just think about it, all right? Keep it in mind moving forward.
What are you saying?
I'm worried something might have happened to him. No one knows where he is. It's like he just disappeared. It doesn't feel right.
Shh. Keep your voice down. You know what happens if they hear you talking like this. They'll wipe you. I suggest you keep this to yourself.
But what if something's wrong? Look around. Courser patrols have doubled. Synths are being wiped more frequently. Something is going on.
I don't want to hear anymore. Do whatever you want. Just leave me out of it.
Max?
All our divisions are important, but I tend to think of robotics as the first among equals.
Doc?
Ah, hello. If I may take a moment of your time, we're having... There's a den of those abominable...
What?
We've had to recall the synth scavengers.
Really? I'll take care of those feral ghouls.
I'm very grateful. I have no first-hand experience with these creatures, of course. They are also quite Good luck.
Hello. Welcome. Please, step this way for processing.
Unit X688 speaks highly of your combat skills.
Ready for the next mission, ma'am?
Alana.
I'm glad you're here. I just got some bad news, and you should... A raider gang just hit one of our scavenger teams.
Yeah.
The tracking shows that it's still functioning, but we don't have...
Oh? I'll deal with those raiders.
I knew it.
Right?
Take this... Report back when the...
Dr. Ayo.
If you're going to be in Diamond City anytime soon, I have a favor to ask you. You might not be aware of it, but the city's mayor is a synth, an Institute plant. He monitors developments in the Commonwealth and compiles reports on matters of possible interest to us. Since you visit the surface more than anyone else down here, I figured you could pick up the latest report.
How do we do this without raising suspicion?
You'll meet with the mayor privately, away from prying eyes. The mayor will be waiting in his office. He'll give you the report, and then you'll bring it back to me. Remember, discretion is vital to our operations in...
That armor should serve you well in a firefight.
Justin?
Yes, what do you need?
If you're the acting head of the SRB, who are you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervising the retrieval of some... In his absence, I keep things...
Sure.
Not everything you've heard about the Institute is true. Give us a chance. I hope you and Father try to make up the time.
Rosalind?
I know you'll honor Father's legacy when you're the director.
Evan.
You make a lot of trips to the surface, right? Maybe the Brotherhood of Steel has developed some impressive technology. The best place to start.
Oh? Sure, I can do that.
Great. We've got a lead on a small Brotherhood.
Hi, Sean.
I heard you're gonna be in charge of the Institute someday. That sounds like a lot of work. Are you excited or scared?
You heard that, did you? From who?
Oh, I heard Dr. Higgs saying that you weren't qualified, and we'd all be lucky if we lived another 2 years. He's so funny sometimes.
You look like you're keeping busy. What's new?
The other day I talked to Quentin, and he didn't make fun of me at all. It was great.
Hi, Sean.
I heard you're gonna be in charge of the Institute someday. That sounds like a lot of work. Are you excited or scared?
I'm excited.
Yeah, I think I would be too. Because then you could just tell everyone what to do. Like you can make Dr. Watson tell me all the secrets he's hiding. Or you could tell Quentin that he has to be nice to me from now on. That'd be neat.
Tell me some more about...
Father? He doesn't come to visit very much these days. And even when he does, he usually just talks to the other doctors.
Emergency relay activated. Relay powering up. Ready in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
You killed him! How could you do that? He was your son. You'd better run. Because if we find you, we're gonna kill you. You hear me? You're dead.
Relay online and engaging.
Bad news. They kicked me out of the Institute. I can't get back in.
Pam wants you. She explained why, but
damn it.
I couldn't figure it out.
We knew the whole operation was a long shot. I'm sure you did your best. With no way to coordinate with Z-114, I'm afraid we've lost our only chance.
We have to think of something to save the synths.
I wholeheartedly agree. Pam's already crunched the numbers on this scenario, though. Without help, the Railroad simply doesn't have the numbers to do anything to the Institute. To forcibly free the synths in the Institute, there may be a way. Not with us, but with your Minutemen. If you continue rebuilding them, then with the data you got using Tom's holotape, maybe they can find a way back into the Institute. If we can help with that, let us know. But I fear the fate of all the synths lie with the Minutemen now.
Pam.
Confirming presence of rogue mission details commencing. After the combat action at Bunker Hill, a statistically significant conclusion. The Institute is actively looking for Railroad assets. Stopgap solution. Terminate core.
Yeah, seems logical to me.
This unit's logic circuits are fully. Target designated Courser Alpha is in a defended location with lower generation synth targets. Eliminate Courser variable, leaving no survivors. End of discussion.
Elder.
I received word that Dr. Lee's died by your hands. I demand to know what went wrong.
How did you know?
We've been monitoring communications, and picked up an encrypted signal being broadcast from the Institute. We haven't fully decoded it yet, but the message is clear. Dr. Lee's been slain, and the Institute is holding you accountable. I demand to know why you've killed her.
She was a traitor. She deserved to die.
Dr. Lee may have been misguided, but she was never a traitor. Your instructions were clear. You were to infiltrate the Institute, find Dr. Lee, and convince her to return to the Brotherhood. Instead, you've decided to become her executioner. I'm extremely disappointed in you, Knight.
I stand by my actions.
Do you? Well, if nothing else, you have the courage to stand your ground. That doesn't absolve you from your mistake. But let's just say you've earned back some of my respect. Fortunately, this incident doesn't change our current strategy. We have a contingency plan that's already being put into effect that should ensure completion of our special project. Now, I believe you still possess an important piece of data that Proctor Ingram is eagerly awaiting. I want you to bring it to her immediately. And Knight?
Really? I've made my choice. The Institute is now our enemy.
I always knew that day was coming. The question now is, what are we gonna do about
I say we...
I'm all for that, but we don't have any way to hit them yet.
Sure.
You should give Sturgis that holotape with the Institute data on it. With any luck, he can use it. In the meantime, we can focus on building up our strength while Sturgis is working his end. No half measures. This time, when we attack, we finish the job, once and for all. I've got something for you to do right now, actually. Maybe you can find out where those bastards are coming from and put a stop to it.
This better be worth our time.
Holotape I happen to have. Full scan of the Institute network.
Well, all right. I'll start digging into this and see if I can make heads or tails of it.
What do you hope?
Whatever the Institute doesn't want anybody to... all the good stuff on here is gonna be encrypted. So the first job is to see if I can crack it. After that, well, I'll have to see what I've got. There's no telling what we might have grabbed off their mainframe.
Let's show the Institute what the Minutemen are made of.
nothing to worry about.
You or me? They won't be back anytime soon.
It was a tough fight, but I knew the Minutemen were up to town.
Hi.
I guess the Institute will think twice before tangling with the Minutemen again. I hear you're working on figuring out how to hit back at those rats. I hope you find a...
Right.
I'd like another crack at them, with the shoe on the other foot this time. I think Preston wanted to...
Uh-huh. It's time for us to strike back against the Institute.
I have some good news for you. Sturgis found a way into the Institute. We can launch an attack whenever you say the word.
What's this?
He's been analyzing that data you brought back. Turns out, it included maps of their whole underground complex. He found some old tunnel that's still open to the surface. Cooling water for their reactor, I think. I figure you can get in that way and secure the teleporter. Then use it to bring in the rest of our troops. We fight our way to their reactor, fix it to blow, and get the hell out of here.
Sounds good. I'll get the details.
We'll be standing by for you to teleport us into the Institute.
Preston tells me you found a way into the Institute. Preston tells me you found a way into the Institute.
That's right. I was hoping I'd find something worthwhile after all the time I spent cracking the encryption. And I did. One of the things in the data you stole was a plan of the whole Institute complex, including the older sections that used to be part of CIT. Turns out they're still using an old water pipe that runs out to the river. Brings in cooling water to their reactor. Its entrance is underwater, and is blocked by a security grate. Also, the whole pipe is labeled high radiation danger, but there isn't any other way in that I can find. So it's this, or nothing.
How do I get past the
Oh, right. I found the code that should open it. So all you have to do is survive the trip.
Right.
Now, as soon as you get in there, you need to access the main relay control and use this holotape to teleport everybody into the Institute.
Why bother with that? You open in a museum or something?
That's it. Sweet.
This is the Institute. They could have just held out down here forever. Why'd they need to come mess with us?
They think they're better than...
They should have read their history. That hasn't ever turned out. In any case, here we are. You're gonna need this. It's a fusion pulse charge. Once it's attached to the reactor, it can be detonated remotely. You get that on the reactor, and we can trigger an explosion that'll destroy everything the Institute has ever built. Just make sure we give the civilians a chance to escape before we blow the place. We're not here to commit mass murder. We better hurry. They're gonna realize what's going on before too long. Sturgis, you'd better get to work on this teleport of theirs. We need that thing running as soon as possible. You pull us back up as soon as we give the signal. And anyone from the Institute who wants out, you let them go, so long as they ain't shooting at you.
You got it, boss.
Find out. You're still here.
Yes.
Not hiding this time.
Impossible. Your termination is inevitable.
Die, you big bastard! That's Commonwealth justice for you. We got trouble. All right. Still in one piece.
Sensor critically damaged. Systems damaged. Upper limb actuator damaged.
Nice.
This is what it looks like. Man, no wonder they prefer it down here.
Engaging hostile projected. Curious.
Okay, here we go. I had no choice. Lost contact. Hold the line.
Attack.
Critically damaged. Repair impossible. I must end your existence. Institute synth damaged.
Hey there, General. Found the reactor. Looks like you need to get yourself to the advanced systems area. Only, well, it's locked. I can't override it from here. Looks like the command can only come from the Director's personal terminal. You're gonna need to get access to it somehow. job. Looks like that's opened things up enough for you to reach the reactor. Some other good news. I've almost got the teleporter working. Should be ready to pull you out whenever you need.
Guess my good karma's paying off.
Movement detected. Curious.
Curious. How interesting.
That was all of them.
Authorization 1YR.
Whoa, you win!
Please proceed to your evacuation. Thank you for your cooperation.
I saw something. What was that?
Is someone present?
Sweet.
Attacking.
This must be the reactor.
Shoot him, Ron!
You while you plan the charge. You only get one shot at this, remember? Good luck.
That's the best you've got!
Let's get this done.
That's it. Hey.
Sturgis, you reading me? We're done down here. Zap us back to the relay room. Okay, let's move. All right, Sturgis, we're done. Get us the hell out of here.
Yeah, I would, man. But, this kid showed up. Says he's the General's son.
Well, hello.
Please, Mom, don't leave me here. I want to go with you.
All right.
Really? Do you...
Yes.
I'm glad you are here to see.
All right, Sturgis. Fire it up.
Didn't leave anything behind, did you? All set to get out of here?
Absolutely.
You got it. I'm gonna teleport you to the detonation site, then set it to shoot the kid here back to the castle. Now you press that button extra hard when you get there. I'll see you on the other side.
I'm ready. Let's get out of here.
Attention all personnel. Evacuate.
Sturgis figured this was a safe distance outside the blast radius. Whenever you want to see humanity's best hope for the future go up in smoke, just hit that button. Here's the detonator. Sturgis figured this was a safe distance outside the blast radius. Whenever you want to see humanity's best hope for the future go up in smoke, just hit that button.
I can feel it wash over me. The heat, the force, the radiation, the fear. It's the end of the world, all over again. I close my eyes. I see my life before all of this, before the bombs. Everything can change in an instant, and the future you plan for yourself shifts, whether or not you're ready. At some point, it happens to all of us. This was not the world I wanted, but it was the one I found myself in. The Commonwealth. My home. Ripped apart and put back together. I thought I hoped I could find my family. Cheat time, make us whole again, the way we were. But now I know. I know I can't go back. I know the world has changed. The road ahead will be hard. This time I'm ready. Because I know war. War never changes.
Holy shit. That was one hell of a bang, wasn't it? So that's it. The Institute is destroyed. It's finally over. You did issue the evacuation order, right? I didn't notice in all the chaos.
I did.
I'm sure most everyone got out. Remember, we didn't start this. I hate that we had to do that. But they left us no choice. It was war. But now, the war against the Institute is over. The way is now clear for the Commonwealth to finally come together and build something good for the future. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows from here on out.
Wasn't the Institute the main...
Definitely. I don't want to minimize what we've accomplished here today. The Institute was the most insidious threat we've ever faced. They kept the Commonwealth divided for centuries. But there are plenty of other problems left to deal with. I don't think the Minutemen are going to be out of a job for a long time yet. As much as I might wish it. We deserve to enjoy our victory. Soon enough, it's going to be time to get back to work.
Excuse me.
Is there something you need?